Hello, my name is Andy Branson, and this is my student presentation over ice cream and the class Nutrition 2620. Okay, let's get started. So, the ice cream products that I picked four from Meijer, three from Kroger, and three from Fresh Thyme, which in total is 10, which is the 10 products that we needed to pick for our presentation. So for Meijer's, the four that I picked was the first one, which is the 48-ounce one, is Breyers Classics Natural Vanilla Ice Cream. The next one is just a classic Purple Cow Vanilla Ice Cream. The third one on the bottom left is Eddie's Slow Churned Vanilla Bean Light Ice Cream. And then the last one is Purple Cow Extreme Chocolate Moose Tracks. For Kroger, I picked a Kroger brand, which is Kroger Deluxe Vividly Vanilla Ice Cream. The second one is Ben & Jerry's Cookie Dough Ice Cream. And the third one is Grater's Cookies and Cream Ice Cream. And then the last is Fresh Thyme's, and I picked Halo Top Chocolate Chip Cookie Dough Ice Cream, Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia, and then the third one, Alden's Organic Peanut Butter Fudge Ice Cream. Okay, for on this, I listed out a chart of all the different, like you can tell, it has all the ice creams on the left for the product, and then right here, there's 6 different sections. One is cost per serving, which would be on top, and then the bottom one is total cost on the bottom. And then I have serving sizes, all the macronutrients, protein, carbs, fats, and then common ingredients that I saw throughout the products. So for Breyer's Classic Vanilla, which for all the cost per servings, they were all pretty decent. For like you can tell right here, um, the cost per serving was 49 cents for Breyer's. Purple Cow was 33. The Eddie's Vanilla was 33 cents. Purple Cow Extreme, the chocolate chip mousse tracks was 33. So they're all around, most of them are all around kind of like within 50 cents per serving. But then when you start getting to like your more bigger and better brands, the ones that costed more, like this one is $1.29 a serving, and then also this one's $1.29 total. So the whole container is one serving. Grater's Cookies and Cream, $1.25 per serving. Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia, $1.66, $4.99 total. Alden's Organic Peanut Butter Fudge, 67 cents per serving, $5.99 total. And then uh, Halo Top Chocolate Chip Cookie Dough Ice Cream, $1.83 per serving and $5.49 total. Now, for a lot of them, the serving sizes were all really close to being 2/3 of a cup. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of out of the 10 being 2/3 cup of per serving size. And then every once in a while, if you started getting into like your smaller containers, they turn into like a half cup. And then as you can tell, this one, the whole serving size was the entire container. So there's one container for that. And then Grater's Cookies and Cream was half a cup. And then the rest are 2/3, which was pretty common from what I've seen out of all the looking at all the other ice creams that I was picking from. For protein, a lot of the protein fell within the 3 to 6 gram range, and then you have a few that were 4, 5-ish, and then the max one was the Halo Top Chocolate Chip Cookie Dough uh, at 6 grams, but for the most part, they all were in 3 to 6 grams of protein, never really going below or above that, which was pretty common from what I've seen throughout all the others as well that I was picking from. Carbs, there's a kind of a big difference from all these. Like this Breyers was 19. The cheapest one that I saw was 15 grams of uh, carbs for Eddie's Vanilla. And then the most I saw was Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia, which was like I think the worst one out of all of them, and fats, carbs, and almost protein. So it was really high in all of those nutritional macronutrients. Um, so yeah, Breyers 19, 21, 15 at Eddie's Vanilla, Purple Cow Extreme Chocolate at 29. That one's up there. Kroger Deluxe Vividly Vanilla Ice Cream, that's 21. Ben and Jerry's Cookie Dough, 31. Grater's, the 25. Ben and Jerry's being the most, which I said. Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia being at 36. Alden's 24, and then Halo Top being at 24 grams as well. You have fats. All of them stayed. It was kind of pretty close with a lot of them. Like you can see here, around 9 grams for the first two, and then Kroger Deluxe Vividly was also at 9 grams fat. And then once you started getting towards the Ben and Jerry's, the Graters, cookies and cream, they start getting up around 16 to 20 grams of protein, and also being around 13 grams of saturated fat for Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia. Sat 9 grams of saturated fat for Grater's cookies and cream, and then 10 grams of saturated fat for Ben and Jerry's cookie dough ice cream. All of them pretty much had saturated fat, but then there was a couple of them that had trans fat, which Ben and Jerry's being half a gram of trans fat, and Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia having a half gram of uh, trans fat as well. For the common ingredients, it was mostly milk, cream, and sugar was a big one for almost all of them. A couple didn't have just the sugar. They kind of replaced it with more like powdered sugar or others. So I kind of just left it at like your normal sugars that you see. And then a really big reoccurring one was a lot of the different gums in there. So you have Karaab bean gum and guar gum. Guar gum was one of the big ones that you saw in almost all of them. There's a lot of them that had a lot of mixtures in it of different kinds of gums, and we will get into that, I think, on the next slide. Yes. So there's a bunch of different red flags, a lot of them that I didn't even know about. So a lot of the unknown ingredients, you had the guar gums, all these different kind of gums and stuff, and basically these gums are there to like stabilize and help with the texture of the ice cream, and basically helping to limit the amount of like ice that forms and like when it's in your freezer, how you get like those ice crystals on your ice cream. Another unknown ingredient was carrageenan, and this is an ingredient that I looked up and it came from red seaweed, and it's also a stabilizer that helps to thicken uh, the ingredients and make sure that they don't fall apart and that they stay intact together so it's not falling apart when you're eating it. And then soy lecithin. This is an emulsifier and it helps to keep the texture and help keep the firmness of the ice cream so it can keep its shape and so it's not falling and being super soft when you're trying to eat it. Um, these are the main ones that caught my eye because I really had no idea what any of these gums did until I looked into it and realized that it helps keep everything together and stabilizes the product. Um, red flags continued. This is about kind of like the calories per serving. A lot of the ice creams that I picked had over 200 calories per serving, which isn't very good for you. Um, but it also depends on the recommended serving sizes that you're eating. So if you're eating over like the average of the 2/3 cup of ice cream, then it's obviously going to be worse for you. A lot, and then as you go down to about right here, you can see that 170 calories, around 100 to 170 calories was kind of like your average of out of the 10 that I picked. And out of the 10 that I picked, 5 of them were within that range. So you have Breyers being 170 calories a serving, Purple Cow Vanilla 170, and then so on. Eddie's Slow Churned was actually the lowest of 100 calories per serving. Kroger Deluxe Vividly Vanilla ice cream is also at 100, and Halo Top being at 120 calories per serving. Surprises in my research. Um, let's see here. A lot of the surprise of it was kind of like the pricing of the ice cream, like because obviously when you think of ice cream, you think of a lot of the carbs and sugars and stuff. So a lot of that didn't surprised me because usually ice cream is also very high in all those macronutrients, especially like fats and carbs. But what surprised me a lot was the pricing. A lot of them, because you can see here, it says that one of them I picked was almost $6 for 1 pint of ice cream, which is kind of crazy because, in my opinion, ice cream's not that good or not that expensive in my eyes. Um, and a lot of and what also surprised me too was how high in calories per serving that the Cherry Garcia ice cream can go, especially Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's is actually really up there. The one that I picked, the Cherry Garcia, is actually at 340 calories just a serving. And then I'm trying to think how much it was per container, but it was way up there as well. It was kind of crazy, and was if you were to eat that whole container, because a lot of the times people eat way past the recommended serving sizes. So if you're eating a lot of ice cream, especially the Cherry Garcia, and that's 340 calories per serving, and you decide to eat over the recommended serving size, then you're really racking up those calories, which isn't going to be good for you at all. Not to mention just the carbs, fat, and also too much protein isn't too good for you as well. Um, Out of my research looking at all the ice creams I've looked at, the Eddie's slow churn vanilla ice cream was probably the best one. The reasons why is that it had lower calories per serving, which is always good because if you're able to pick something that you like, also have lower calories, then it's just only going to be better for you, unless you haven't met your recommended calorie intake for the day. Um, but if you already have met your calorie intake for the day, or this is going to put you at or a little bit above your calorie intake, then that would be good for you as well. Just make sure you're not going too far over, because as I said before, people can go excessive with eating a lot of ice cream, and it's not very good for you. There's also a lot less fats and carbs in the entire container. And like I said, it's a lot of it was a lot less than all the other ice creams, and but the protein was around the same, which kind of makes sense. Um, like I said, a lot of the other ice creams had a way higher calorie intake, which was around 250, 170, 280, and 340. Those are the top ones that I saw between all of them, but we also had a few that were around 170. But the 250, 280, and 340 were like the Cherry Garcia being the 340 ones. Those were really up there. Um, so that is why I think the Eddie's is the healthiest choice out of all of those. A healthier choice continuum. Also, thinking about the price of the product as well, it was actually not that expensive compared to what the others were. Like I said, there's some that was $6 a pint. Um, Let me check. What was it again for Eddie's? Eddie's was at 3.99, which isn't bad at all, and especially compared to like Alden's organic peanut butter fudge. You didn't really get a big container, but it was like at 5.99 a container, which is kind of crazy. So around $6, and it's kind of hard to believe that such small containers are going for so much, and especially because how uh, unhealthy it is for you as well. And so, but basically, the more that you're paying, the less that you're getting per serving on it per container. I mean, and these are all my sources for everything that I found. Thank you for listening, and this is my student presentation over the 10 products of ice cream that I picked. Thank you.